What's going on, everyone? Hope you're well, and welcome to today's video where I'm going to be going over my 5 biggest training mistakes and hopefully how you can avoid them. So let's get straight into it. Number 1, and this is personally my biggest and my favorite, not eating enough food. If you want to make progress, build muscle, put on size, put on strength, you have to eat enough food. Now, throughout the years, I did actually think I was eating enough food. I was getting a lot of protein, I was getting a lot of carbohydrates, and it felt like I was eating a lot of food, but it wasn't. You have to track your calories and your macros, people. You need to write down in a book your protein, your carbohydrates, and your fat. Know how much you need to be eating and make sure you're eating it. And I'll tell you what, it can be hard. It can be a lot of food. Sometimes you really have to shovel it down, but you're really limiting your progress in the gym if you're not eating. I see a lot of people, a lot of them my friends, and they will be 150 pounds. They train really hard in the gym, you know, they put on heavy metal, they're blasting away, trying to put on size, and they don't eat a lot because they don't want to get fat. You won't. You have to eat. If you're completely clueless about what you should be eating, here's a dead simple calculation that you can do yourself to give you a ballpark figure of what you need to be eating to put on size. Take your body weight in pounds, let's say 140. 140 times 14 to 16. That's going to give you a range of calories. That amount is your maintenance level calories, the amount of food you need to eat to stay the exact same weight. This is taking into account your basal metabolic rate, the amount of calories your body needs to do absolutely nothing, the thermic effect of activity, the amount of calories used from walking, talking, driving, pooping, and the thermic effect of food. Eating food actually uses calories to be digested. Who knew? From this maintenance calorie amount, you either need to reduce it to 300 calories to be in a deficit, which is going to cause you to lose weight, or increase it to 300 calories to a surplus. And this is what we want to gain weight. Now, this is a ballpark figure. The most effective way to figure out what you need to eat is to trial and error this, write it down, eat a certain amount of calories, see if you're gaining weight. If you're not, increase the calories. Now, a lot of people will say, I eat so much food, man. I eat pizza, I eat beer, I eat cake. I'm still not putting on size. You gotta eat more food, bro. It's that simple. It's science. Number 2, majoring in the minors. What is majoring in the minors? This is basically when you spend the majority of your time doing the little exercises which might be fun, but they're very ineffective. If you spend 45 minutes doing reverse forearm extensions, unicorn twists, etc., and 10 minutes doing your bench press, I can tell you you're doing it backwards. Your bread and butter for training should be the prime movements, which are the deadlift, the squat, the bench press, and the overhead press. Get these out of the way, add on the extra work like bicep curls as extras. Number 3, not getting enough rest, not getting enough recovery. Now, when we're in the gym, when we're pushing hard, we're essentially just being catabolic. We're breaking down muscle tissue, we are stressing our nervous system. We're not making any progress. The only time we're getting stronger and recovering is when we're sleeping or resting. So don't stay up till 1 in the morning watching Netflix every night, unless it's Walking Dead. I used to be one of those guys that was training 6 days a week, pushing as hard as I can, putting on Slipknot, crushing it, but wondering why I wasn't making much progress and why some days I was just feeling pretty shit. Get your rest, guys. I usually do 4 days on, 3 days off. It's probably more rest than a lot of people would think. You need it. Number 4, getting a little bit complicated now, but this one is so important. Tracking your weights and striving for strength progress. Now, when I first started training, I did understand the importance of progressive overload. If you don't know what this is, this means you have to overload your system with more and more stress week by week or month by month as you get advanced to cause your body to advance. So I figured, hey, if I just push every set as hard as I can to failure, surely I'm going to be making progress. I was wrong. If you take the same 3 sets of 10 with 30 kilo dumbbells to failure each week, you can be doing that same set for the rest of your life. You're not necessarily getting stronger unless you track it. You need to move from 30 kilos for 3 sets of 10 to 32 kilos for 3 sets of 10. Yeah. It's that simple. Now what we have here is what's called progressive overload using periodization. This means throughout a month you're going to cycle through high volume work to high intensity work. Each month, your high volume work should be producing more weight and your high intensity work should be producing more weight. Now, not everything should be to failure, okay? If you push every single set to failure, which I know a lot of guys like to do, it's done. Your nervous system and your metabolic system can't handle that much stress, it just won't recover efficiently. Number 5, and the final mistake, is not really something I didn't know, but it is something I wish I paid more attention to. That is avoiding injuries or preventing injuries. Injuries are gonna happen to anybody. You get it in any sport. Bodybuilding is actually relatively low risk. Strongman, on the other hand. But there are lots of measures you can take, primarily stretching, making sure you have the correct mobility or healthy mobility to be performing the exercises you're doing, warming up, learning proper technique. Injuries are typically chronic, which means if you're performing a movement incorrectly, it might be okay for the day, for the week, but it's gonna start showing up over the months and you're gonna end up with some sort of back pain, knee pain that it's gonna take you a lot longer to deal with once it's a problem than if you'd have just taken some precautions first. I wish I did, else I wouldn't be so banged up now. And as a bonus tip for you guys, my last point is that I just wish I had started all of these sooner. We all know this is a long game, progress happens over years. Man, if I'd have started when I was 15, all the best guys started when they were 15. That is what I would have done. Anyway, that is the video, guys. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, give us a thumbs up or a share, it really helps me get the ball rolling on the channel. See you later.
Hunting, fishing, loving every day. That's the prayer that I